Hello and welcome to this quick video on this thing here. Now this is the Toolkit M6D. It's a little field charger, not main supplied. It'll run off a set of voltages, so typically off a large LiPo battery or maybe a 12 volt lead from something like a lead acid battery or something else, but it has two outputs. Now I've looked at a couple of other things from Toolkit RC in the past and they tend to make pretty solid things, and I've had this in for a few days and playing with it and kind of want to give you my kind of review of what it's like. But stay tuned for the end for the details of how to enter the draw for this actual unit, because I'm not going to use it. I don't use field chargers, but this is such a lovely thing, it needs to find a new home. So let me unbox it and go through the specs and then show you some of the features. So this Toolkit RC M6D dual smart charger will support 7 to 28 volts input. Maximum is going to be 30 amps that it's going to pull, so if you're going to run it from a big battery, make sure it's a nice chunky C rating. It'll support LiPo, LiHV, LiFe, lithium ion 1 to 6S, nickel metal hydride 1 to 16S, and also lead batteries as well. It'll use a balanced current of about 800 milliamps on 2 to 6S packs. And the really nice thing about this is it has quite a chunky amount of power. It has 500 watts at 25 amps for synchronous charging, 250 watts maximum, 15 amps times 2 for asynchronous charging. Then it also has the ability to do discharging back into the battery that you're using to power the unit as well. So rather when you're discharging a pack, that power just being dissipated as heat inside the charger, it's actually put back into the battery. So that helps put that energy back into the battery that you're using to power the unit, and then that can be used later on to charge something else. Also on the back of it as well, very handy while you're at the field, it has a USB 3.0 plug at the back, and that'll give a maximum of just over 2 amps at 5 volts. That's going to be great for keeping your phone charged, tablet and other things as well while you're at the field. Size of the unit is about 98 by 68 by 35 millimeters. It's a nice chunky unit, about 220 grams. It feels really well made. And the LCD at the front is a 320 by 240 pixel unit. Now if I power this up, let me kind of zoom in and show you what it looks like while I'm charging a battery on it here. Lovely clear screen that actually seems to work really nicely in direct sunshine as well. And you can see here we have the voltage at the top, the amount of current that's going into this 1.3 amp hour battery or 1300 milliamp hour battery. We can see how long we've been on charge, we can see the milliamp hours it's put in, and we can also see exactly which cell it is charging, and it seems to be pretty accurate as well. But the thing that I really like about this is it also has the ability to check the internal resistance of a battery. And as I've talked about in the past, knowing what the internal resistance is of the pack that you're playing with and how it's degrading over time is a great way when to know to give it up and to retire the whole thing. So this gets the thumbs up for me. If I use field chargers, this would be the one. It feels very solid, it's very well made. There's an awful lot of air inside, a fan at the end to make sure that it doesn't get too warm. I like the way it's got quite a big punch, so if you're going to charge 6S packs on this, you can absolutely do that without running over overhead. The USB port at the back's a nice touch, so you can keep everything charged. And you can set it up for kind of your regular battery profiles. Maybe you're like me that use 1.3, 1.34Ss, 2.23Ss, and a couple of 5,000 milliamp hour 4S packs quite regularly. You can set up profiles and just dump onto them, and it makes the setup even faster. Only a couple of things to be aware of, really. First of all, there is a mains option. I would love one of these with a mains option. I've still got my little mains charger, 2-port charger behind me. If there was a mains version, I would probably swap that for this because of that internal battery resistance and the slightly higher power. The screen is, you can see how shiny it is. It is a dust and fingerprint magnet. That's the only issue in really bright sunshine. You have to make sure it's quite reflective. The screen itself is really bright, but you can act like a mirror in really bright direct sunshine that we've had over the past couple of weeks here in the UK. And finally, When I first started it, it did look like it was a touchscreen, and it wasn't. I just put more fingerprints on it. All the navigation is done by this little roller, which again has a lovely solid clunk to it, and actually is a much better design than some of the other Toolkit RC stuff that I've seen. So, want to be in a chance to win this as part of the draw? Same stuff as always. Make sure that you are a subscriber of the channel, make sure that you like the video, and leave a comment down below. And to weed out all those people who don't bother watching the video, make sure that you include the word Toolkit RC, and then I will do the draw in about a week's time. Good luck to everybody. But if you are looking for a field charger, 2-port with high capacity, that also will do things like measure battery internal resistance, it's actually made really nicely, this is definitely one you should be looking at. Thank you for watching my video and watching right to the very end. If you want to find out what I'm currently working on, you can follow me on social media by searching for Painless360 in the usual places. If you'd like to become part of the inner circle, then you can become a Patreon. Details are in the description and you get lots of additional benefits. Check out the playlist section on the channel too. I organise all of my videos into playlists, and it's called something like Introduction to or for Beginners. All of the content is aimed so that you can start at the very beginning, and it teaches you that subject, starting with simple principles and moving up to teach you everything you need to know.